Hey guys, so I've kind of been busy the past couple weeks with family stuff and camping and all of the things. Donald Trump just ordered Marines to infiltrate Los Angeles. This is a full-on dictatorship happening right now while we're witnessing it. So if you want the truth, the riots in Los Angeles aren't really riots. They're not as bad as everyone's making it out to be. So first of all, be aware when you're seeing footage on this app to make sure it's actually live footage of what's taking place right now and not reposted images of Black Lives Matter protests from the past or George Floyd protests or any other type of protests that have been going on. Secondly, as of right now, only about 11 people have been arrested, and that's for minor things. Anybody else that was arrested wasn't really arrested. They were taken into custody and removed from the situation and then let go at a later time outside of the area. The media is making it out to be a giant circus of riots because media wants to make money. But for the most part, the protests have been peaceful. They haven't been breaking down businesses. They haven't been looting and rioting. What they have done is set certain vehicles on fire, which I'm sure you've all seen, but there's a reason for that. So these specific vehicles that they set on fire were actually driverless vehicles. And those vehicles are like a rideshare program. Unfortunately, the police are using the camera footage from these unmanned vehicles to find information on protesters so the government can prosecute them. So that is why only those vehicles were targeted and burned. Other than that, the protests have been pretty peaceful. People have been doing their thing, minding their business, trying to be as peaceful as possible. Yeah, last night there were some rocks thrown at some windshields and some things happened, but there's people that are upset, and rightly so. They're kidnapping people off the streets in San Diego. These so-called ICE agents that are in San Diego have no consistent uniforms, no badges, no warrants, no identification, masks over their faces. These are literally just random people kidnapping people off the street saying that they're ICE, but there is nobody to verify that that's who these people really are. So when all of a sudden ICE agents show up at a Home Depot on a Friday afternoon to arrest hardworking citizens because they claim that they're violent immigrants, and then they went to an elementary school graduation where the parents were attending the graduation of their children and literally had to run and hide because ICE was going to raid a children's graduation. This is not about deporting criminals. This is about instilling fear. This is about creating an enemy of the state. And Donald Trump is trying to convince you that immigrants are the enemy of the state. Meanwhile, for any of you who actually know history, the majority of people in California are Mexican because California used to be a part of Mexico. So those people aren't immigrants. They've lived there their whole lives. And now all of a sudden, someone with no badges and no paperwork is abducting their friends and neighbors off the street. So yeah, I'd be protesting too. And I stand with all of the people protesting in LA. But keep it as peaceful as possible because Donald Trump is chomping at the bit to deploy military. And now he's got Marines on the way. Now, the Marines have not hit soil yet. They have been deployed. Their mission, simply to protect government buildings and not get involved with civilian issues that are handled by the police department. It's not their jurisdiction. But the fact that Donald Trump is putting them on the ground is unprecedented. It has not happened since way, way back in the 60s. This is extremely dangerous rhetoric and it needs to be shut down. Now, I don't condemn violence of any kind. I don't. I don't want people going to protests so that they can light fire bombs and Molotov cocktails. And for the most part, these people are being peaceful about it. But I also can't ignore the fact that Donald Trump pulling in military with the police, the National Guard, and the Marines, that some people aren't going to get heated and aren't going to get extremely upset. And to be fair, I can't really blame them. So for all my American friends who did not vote for this, I am so sorry this is happening to you. My prayers and thoughts are with you. And if you did vote for this, you're not safe either. Because by this point, if you've already supported Donald Trump this far, you better support him to the end. Because if you turn on him, he's going to come find you. So good luck to all of you and have the day you voted for.